Hello and welcome to Rambling Rose. Today we'd like to talk about invasives. Now this is something that you hear about a lot on the news lately. It seems like we're always hearing about some new invasive or another. Emerald ash borer, gypsy moths, zebra mussels, loosestrife. And what you might be wondering is why these are such a big deal. What is an invasive anyway? Invasives are plants or animals, and they're defined as invasive when they're non-native and when they cause harm. This harm could be economic, environmental, or danger to human health. If a plant is non-native but doesn't cause considerable harm, you might hear the terms alien, exotic, or introduced. Plants and animals live where they have been developed and where they've always grown and live within a system of checks and balances with diseases, predators, etc. And this keeps their population under control. When a plant or animal is introduced to a place where it's not native, then they're not in their element. Without the natural checks and balances, they might be able to increase their number dramatically and then become a problem. They take over resources that native plants might use, and they cause a drastic decline in native plants or animals, thereby threatening the ecosystem. So here are some of the big not wanteds. First and foremost, something that you probably will be likely to see is common or European buckthorn. It's a small shrubby tree. It has poisonous small black berries. It's a nuisance in woodlands and fence rows. It's a host for oat crown rust, and it's often visible in fall because it keeps its leaves green way beyond most other trees. It's considered a restricted noxious weed in Minnesota, and as I said, it's pretty common. You might even have it in your woods. The next not wanted is purple loosestrife. Purple loosestrife is a native of Europe. It prefers wet soil and possibly even shallow standing water. It grows 2 to 7 feet tall. It has small purple magenta flowers mid-July to August. This also, even though it is kind of pretty to look at, is considered a noxious weed in Minnesota because it takes over so completely in an area that it gets established. One more plant that's not wanted here is Oriental Bittersweet. Now there is an American native bittersweet, and it closely resembles this. However, Oriental Bittersweet has been found near the Twin Cities and by Winona. To my knowledge, we haven't found it in our area yet, but it's a very woody stem, and it will strangle and even break trees. So you're not very likely to see it at this point in time, just so that you know it's out there. Now for animals, not wanted, but definitely in our area, are zebra mussels. Zebra mussels originally came from Russia, and we believe that they were transported here in ballast water. They spread to all 5 Great Lakes in less than 10 years. They're very prolific breeders, and they inhabit many different areas. The young are really invisible to the human eye, and the economic impact by zebra mussels is predicted to be in the billions of dollars over the next 10 years. Last summer, you might have heard on the news, they were actually found in Otter Tail County. So we all need to be very careful not to spread zebra mussels. Another animal that's not wanted is the gypsy moth. Gypsy moth is of European origin. It's a huge defoliator of trees. You might see pheromone traps that are used to monitor its presence in an area. In Minnesota, it's a big problem on the North Shore and by the Twin Cities. I don't believe we have gypsy moths here. By the way, if you do see this caterpillar, you need to keep it and call either Extension or the Arrest the Pest hotline. Another one you hear about a lot is emerald ash borer. So far, we only know that it attacks true ash trees. And by the way, mountain ash and prickly ash are not ash trees. The top of the crown in an ash tree is affected first. And so far in Minnesota, it's only been seen in the southeast of Minnesota. There are a few other animals and diseases that we might hear about on the news, but we have not found them in our area. You're not likely to see them. Asian longhorn beetle, brown marmorated stinkbug. And the diseases you might hear about on the news are Bur Oak Blight and thousand canker disease. If you want any more information about these, you can look at the websites that are listed at the end of this or call a master gardener. Thank you.